Hello guys, let me recommend a movie for this week. It is not a new one. In fact, it was released more than 15 years ago. I have seen it many times and I never get tired of watching it. I think it's beautiful. I hope you like it as much as I do. Also, some time ago, I came across an interview to a Spanish singer in which he told a beautiful story that had to do with one of the characters. I hope you enjoy watching both. First the interview and then the film. I leave the link to the interview here. Okay? And here you have a short summary of the plot of the film. I'm going to read it for you. William Bloom does not have a very good relationship with his father, but after learning that he's terminally ill, he returns home to be by his side in his last moments. Once again, William will be forced to listen to him as he tells the endless stories of his youth. But on this occasion, he will try to find out things that allow him to know his father better. Although, for this, he will have to clearly separate reality and fantasy, elements that always appear mixed in the stories of his father. You can find the film on Netflix or YouTube or Amazon Prime. It is a very known one, so it won't be difficult to find it on the internet. And here you have some homework for the week. It is grammar mistakes. The work that you have to do is to find the mistake and try to write the sentence correctly. Okay, I'm going to read them for you. My boss said me I have to work on Saturday. This is wrong. The right way of writing this sentence is my boss told me I have to work on Saturday. Next one. I have 20 years. This one is easy, isn't it? Your dad has phoned you an hour ago. There are always bad news in the newspapers. Nicole Kidman acts really good. It is Nicole, not Nicole. Why you not hungry? My friend has a son which looks like Brad Pitt. Samantha and David are living in Spain for 9 years. Do you know when was published that book? I must to buy some milk before Mom gets here. Let me give you a good advice. Never get married. I can't pass this stupid exam. I don't have vocabulary enough. I'm not drinking alcohol. I don't like the taste. Nearly all people in Spain likes rice. I'm looking forward to receive the information as soon as possible. Elisa hasn't never been abroad. Okay, we will correct them next week. And here below, we have the answers to activities from the previous session. I want to thank you for sharing your work. These are the texts that some of you have sent related to the topic nicknames. Okay? I'm going to read them for you. I'm going to read them for you. In my town, Cazalegas, there is a neighbor whose nickname is Uncle Potato, El Tío Patata. It is because he has a vegetable garden where he plants different vegetables throughout the year. However, he only talks about his potatoes. Every year he says that he will get the best harvest of potatoes. Every day of the year, if you talk with him in the street of the village, he always tells you about his delicious potatoes. But the funny thing is that his children have inherited his nickname. Then they are called the little potatoes, los patatitas. I hope that his grandchildren keep the name. Another one. I don't remember any nicknames. At my school, we called the teachers for their names, but we always put the article "the" in front of their names to make it more provincial. For example, La Luisa or La Pepa. I know in the towns of Toledo they are used a lot. El Cagaduros called my attention. I don't know the translation because this man always said that all business went well, but he was a poor man. Another one. I have several nicknames in memory, but I think that this is the best. Cramps, calambres. He was a person very moved. He walked very quickly. He danced like if he had electricity in his body. When I was a child, there was a neighbor who called me Sardinita because my aunt was called Sardina. I didn't like that nickname and I felt ashamed when he shouted it near my friends. In the village where I was born, there are many funny nicknames. Manolo el Largo, Ángel Faenas, Emilia la Estirá y sus hijos los estiraditos. But my favorite one is Enrique Carapersiana. It seems difficult to imagine that a person's face can be similar to a persiana, but if you meet Enrique, I'm sure you will say that it is incredible but true. Funny one. I'm from a village in Extremadura. Every family has a nickname there. When a person dies, there is a blackboard in the church where the family writes the name and the nickname, so that there is no doubt about the identity of the dead. I personally have two nicknames. I'm Chato from my mother's family, and I'm Cuchillo from my father's family. My best friend at school was Roberto el Peras, because his family had a fruit store. And my first girlfriend was Rosa, la de Aspirina, because her father owned the drug store of the village. In my village, there is a family that we call Los Picharrota. I don't know the origin of this nickname, but I have always been curious about it. Other nicknames that I remember are Carabombilla, Cabeza Clavo, Rumbita, and Melindres. My family nickname is Viruta, because my grandfather was a carpenter. Thank you very much again for sharing your works. These are the answers for the other activity from the previous week. Remember that text that had to be with English learners. Okay, I'm not reading this one. And here, as I had some room left, I've copied a link to a web page where you can practice English by answering questions in order to guess a character. It is a funny one. I think you are going to enjoy it. Okay, and that's everything for this week. See you next week. That will be the last one in this year. Bye-bye.